Welcome to another Coach's CatChat. Joe Stewart here with head Linfield swim coach Kyle Kimball. Coach, how you doing today?
Good, great. Thanks, Joe. How are you?
Good. I'm good, and good to catch up with you here as we're really right in the heart of the season for you guys and about to gear up for the stretch run here in mid-January. A few more Northwest Conference meets. You guys have been busy the last couple of months, even with the downturn of conference. You got that break in there in December. Went down to UNLV for some D1 competition, then headed to New Mexico for some training. But with that UNLV meet, what was that like for the team to be able to compete against Division I competition? And what is that how does everybody benefit from that kind of step up in difficulty?
Yeah, it is kind of a different thing that we do. We've kind of averaged every couple years, 2 to 3 years doing it. I like every class that's coming through to get there once at least. I know the UNLV coach, so we kind of have a back and forth there, and so he throws an invite to us every season. For us, our squad, being a smaller team, a smaller college, I think it's great to go and just get out of our conference a little bit and race some people that we wouldn't normally race. And yeah, there's some fast ladies and some fast guys down there. I really like how I'm pointing over there because our squad's coming in here, but I really like how they step up, and it shows me a lot as far as like kind of, are they a gamer or are they someone who gets a little bit nervous? And then we can kind of work on that the rest of the season and help them through any challenges that they might have if they're, one that gets a little bit nervous. But I think for the most part, we did a great job and stepped up, even though we were, kind of the smaller team there. And it was a great experience. Some of our feedback from some of my guys was, that it was incredible. And it was incredible to see kind of how they, the bigger D1 folks kind of prepare for the races, and not only what they're doing when they actually dive in, but, how do they handle themselves outside of the water? How do they get ready? How do they prepare? So I think it was great for our squad to go down there and get some of that experience racing and see some of that stuff. And then going into New Mexico, we trained at New Mexico State University. The coach down there, Rick, is just awesome to us. We're able to use the pool whenever we want, get to see those folks as well, kind of doing their training and what they do. So we're not only getting to see, some other D1 level swimmers, but we're also getting to be outside and train and get some sun. And it was a great trip. We came back and we were firing on all cylinders. It was pretty good. Yeah,
kind of cool how you get to kind of tinker with the mental side of things on those trips too, the warm weather training trip. What were some of the things that you guys were kind of specifically focusing on with that late December trip, and how has that led into what you guys have been working on in January, back in competition again now?
Yeah, I always kind of think about and wonder and try to tinker, like you said, do something different every season. And the UNLV meet is quite a bit later than some of the other teams went to a December meet. I prefer it just because it kind of gives us a time to get through the finals, and so kind of see us through the education side of this, and we don't have to worry about getting back to finals or anything. We're off on to break after it. So I do like the timing. And then, we keep them swimming a little bit longer, and they're not off as long. So we did send them home for about 10, 11 days. Hopefully they did some training on their own, and then we're right back at it down in New Mexico. So it's kind of a quick turnaround, but I think it taxes them in a different way, and I think it prepares them really well.
Last home meet against PLU, a dominant win there in the first dual meet competition in nearly 2 months with that December break. But would you like how the team kind of brought all their December training into that meet to put together such a dominant win against a conference opponent?
Yeah, we had some good races there, and PLU has some good members on both sides with their squads. Came in here. It's always tough to come in and after you get off a bus for 3 or 4 hours, but they put up some good races. We showed our fitness level. We showed we're a smaller squad this year, but we do have some depth, and we showed that, and thought we did some great racing. It was good to get back in and do some racing. That's kind of where we're leading right now, is we're kind of in that fine tuning area. We've got 3 weeks until the conference meet starts, but we have 3 more dual meets to go, and we'll kind of work on fine tuning and getting that race experience, and hopefully be honed in and ready for the conference meet.
Couple standouts from the weekend. Lauren Bobo Scheisler had a little bit of a slow start to her senior year in a couple of those first meets, but really had a terrific weekend against the Lutes, taking first in both of her sprint events with season season best times in both of those. What have you seen out of her to kind of kick it up a notch here and try to really finish strong here in the career?
Yeah, you know, she's doing her teaching program here at Linfield, and so she's been taxed a lot education-wise, you know, doing a lot of student teaching and whatnot, so missed a little bit here and there to get her teaching stuff done during the fall semester. So, yeah, she was a little rusty still, especially coming off last year where she went abroad. Mm-hmm. So, but the winter training really helped her. She knew it, so it really helped mentally and physically for her, and you know, it showed. She'll be there for the conference meet, I think, yeah.
Another senior on the men's side, Gavin Smith, took home Northwest Conference Student Athlete of the Week for his performance against the Lutes, winning the 200 and the 500. Obviously, that was a guy we knew was going to be a staple for the team this year. We talked earlier in the season about kind of the talented freshman, but what's he kind of done to lead the way for this group, particularly on the men's side?
Yeah, I mean, Gavin's a racer, first of all. I mean, he shows up in the big meets. It's good to see him get some of that success in a dual meet. Just gives him a little bit more firepower in his own, you know, mental game for what's going to happen here in the next 3 weeks. But he's always been a leader in the practices, and you know, it's good to see him go this fast this early, and looking forward to some huge success for him at the conference meet as well.
So you mentioned 3 more meets before Northwest Conference Championships this weekend, hosting Puget Sound Friday night before visiting Pacific on Saturday, wrapping up the season February 1st against Willamette. But what do you want to see this weekend and these last 3 weeks of the season? How do you guys really hit your stride and peak at the right time here going into conference championships?
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good question. I'm still trying to figure that out, even though I'm, you know, at the age I am. But you know, what we need to see is just some more relay stuff, see what we're going to do on the relays for the conference championships, put some kids in not only some just different stuff, but also some of their key stuff, so we can see kind of how they're doing there, what they need to strategize a little differently or keep the same. So just more racing right now, and UPS is going to come in with a couple strong squads tomorrow night, and we'll get the racing. So it's going to be fun.
Looking forward to it. Wildcats, 3 more dual meets before the end of the regular season this weekend, hosting Puget Sound here tomorrow night, Friday night, before visiting Pacific in Forest Grove on Saturday, wrapping up the regular season on Senior Day here at home on February 1st. And of course, we'll have live streaming for you for those last 2 home meets on the LSN. Coach, thanks for the time, and good luck this weekend.
All right, thank you.